because Mr. Stowe's not going to be here, Detective Stone won't be here till the afternoon, and we thought we'd run out of witnesses in the morning. So rather than have some dead time, we thought we'd bring him in because he's a short witness.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
And so we texted defense counsel last night to let them know, and it was, so.
It's highly objectionable to me, Your Honor, they're trying to bring Mr. Ware in. They've asked Detective Stone some questions about conversations that my client had with Mr. Ware. I don't get to cross him before they're going to bring Ware. I would ask.
I understand your objection, and if Detective Stone is available by phone, you should keep in contact with him, because if it looks like you'll finish with the two witnesses that are coming from out of town that I made an exception to order based on that, he should be alerted that he should be available as close as you can gauge it as possible. And there's nothing inappropriate about attempting to notify the other side of what your plan was, but there's an objection, and I'm noting that it's a reasonable objection. We should try to get the cross-examination completed on Detective Stone as soon as possible. I made an exception for the two witnesses who are coming from out of town, but I understand you trying to not waste time and have dead time. That's legitimate as well.
Will do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
No, simply complying with the court's request to make sure that all the units are with. So they just need to.
Yes. And did the state have anything for the record before we start? Did the state have any issues before we start?
No.
Okay. I was, just so the jury isn't wondering, I was just going to indicate that due to scheduling, we needed to go out of order, but that Detective Stone's cross-examination will continue today. Any objection to that?
No objection to that.
Okay. One quick question. May I go out when the witness arrives just to tell him he doesn't need to go?
Oh, yes.
Just
to
notify
notify Officer Ware?
Yes.
Sure. And do you want to have your witness come in, because the jury's up here, so
Okay.
your witness can be at the stand. Oh, whenever they're ready, we're ready.
Pronounce your name. Deborah de Rosier. Rose E.
Okay, we're just waiting for some of the jurors. You can have a seat. When they come in, we'll all stand. All right. Thank you. May be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You had a good rest evening. And I just wanted to explain that Detective Stone will be cross-examined later today. We needed to go out of order. Spell both your first name and your last name.
Okay, my name is Deborah Desrosiers. My first name is spelled Debbra. My last name is Desrosiers.
Thank you. And can the jury hear the witness okay? You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. DeRosier, do you testify in court often as part of your job?
No.
So are you a little bit nervous this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's okay. And you are the person who took 3D images of some of the ballistics evidence in this case, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. What do you currently do for a living?
I'm a data entry specialist for ultra forensic technology
And where is that located?
in Montreal, Canada.
And was that your job on June 10th of 2015? as
Yes.
well? And what kind of company is Forensic Technology?
Forensic Technology is a company that develops and designs software and usage with powerful microscopes and cameras to create forensic tools for firearms examiners.
And as part of your day-to-day job, do you take images of bullets?
Yes, of bullets and cartridge cases.
And what kind of equipment do you use to take images of bullets?
The bullet track system.
And what is that?
The bullet track system is a computer with the use of a confocal microscope and a camera and motorized equipment that takes digital images, 2D, 3D images of the surface of the bullets.
And does it have some kind of holder for the bullet?
Yes, a bullet holder.
And the bullet track system takes microscopic images?
Yes, sir, it does.
When you take a photograph of a bullet, or when you acquire a bullet into the system, how many photographs does the bullet track system take?
Oh, multiple, but I am unknown. It's the entire surface of the base of the bullet.
And are those images then used to create a 3D image of the bullet?
I'd ask you to change the form of the question.
What are those images used to assemble after the bullet track system has taken all of those images?
Okay,
What do they
repeat that
produce?
again.
What kind of image do the 2D images that you take, when they're assembled, what do they create?
They create a mosaic.
And what does that mean?
A mosaic. It's an entire circumference of the base of the bullet. Looks kind of like an onion ring.
And does it create 3D images?
Yes, yes.
Can you describe briefly the process of acquiring a bullet into the bullet track system?
Sure. Briefly, you would go into the system, initialize it. You would create a case, and within that case, you would create an exhibit. After that, you would mount your bullet. You would put it on the bullet stub. You would put that on the bullet holder, and then you would place that into the system. And then you would click on the exhibit number, the case and exhibit number that you created in the system. You would ensure that the bullet surface was underneath the camera's eye in position, and then click the continue button, and you just let the system go until it's finished.
And so, do you take the separate images manually, or does the system automatically take the multiple images?
The system does that. I do not interfere.
And about how long does it take to acquire a single bullet?
It's fair to say 20 minutes, approximately 20 minutes.
And how many bullets can be acquired by the bullet track system at one time?
One at a time.
And does the machine capture images of the bullet in a digital format?
Yes, it's digital.
And where are those files stored?
In the data concentrator.
Okay. And that is separate from your workstation computer,
Yes.
is that right?
Sustained.
Is that separate from the workstation that you work
Yes,
on?
yes.
Did you meet Detective Jeff Stone, the investigator in this case, at some point?
Only on June 10th was the first time I met him.
June 10th of what year?
2015.
And where did you meet with Jeff Stone?
At my office in Montreal.
And Did Detective Jeff Stone bring something with him to the lab?
Yes, he brought exhibits to be acquired into the system. The request was just for the images.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm handing you what's already been admitted as State's Exhibit 54, 55, and 53B.
Yes.
Do those resemble, are those the bullets and are those the bullets that Detective Jeff Stone brought with him to your meeting?
Objection, lack of foundation.
Sustained.
Do you recognize those?
Yes, I do.
envelopes?
Again, there's one missing.
Okay, and which one is missing?
It's a very small, clear bag with a very tiny fragment type in it.
Okay, and aside from the bag with the fragment in it, do you recognize those envelopes and baggies as being what Jeff Stone brought with him
Yes.
to the meeting with you?
Yes, I do.
And what did Detective Stone do with the baggies and envelopes that he brought with him to the lab?
He maintained complete custody of it. When it was time for me to acquire a bullet into the system, he would hand it to me. I never touched it.
And how many envelopes did he open at a time?
Only one.
Okay. And what did Detective Stone do when he opened the first envelope?
He identified it for me. The first two that I entered in the system was Exhibit 3 and Exhibit 4, but one at a time.
And what did he do with the bullet when he pulled it out of the bag?
He would hand it to me, then I would mount it on the bullet stub. I would put that in the bullet holder. I would put that into the machine, and again, the process would start for the acquisition.
And for the first bullet that you acquired, did you enter information about the bullet into the computer?
Yes.
And did the bullet have a case number in your system?
Detective Stone and I would have had a conversation. I would have asked him, what case number do I put? Because when you open a case, you have to have a case number.
And what was the case number for the first bullet?
You know, sir, I don't remember. I know that it was number 1, but this is his name, Stone, and a series of numbers. So,
So the first bullet that you acquired into the system that day, do you remember what bullet number
that was Exhibit number 3.
And that's bullet number 3, right?
Yes.
And do you remember now what case number that was?
No, it would go in case number 1.
Okay,
The series of numbers before that, I have no clue.
okay. And did you identify that bullet as bullet number 3 in the computer software?
Yes, I did.
And what did you do after you entered the information about the bullet into the system and had acquired the images?
The first one,
Yes.
after I acquired it, well, I would give the bullet back to the detective, and then he would give me the next bullet to enter into the system.
After you handed the bullet back to Jeff Stone, what did he do
He would put
with that bullet?
He would put that back in the evidence bag.
Okay, and did you seal it up?
Only after the second one was acquired, because
Okay.
there were 2 test fires per bag.
Okay. And so it was your understanding then that bullet number 3 was a test fire?
Objection, leading, Your Honor.
Was bullet number 3 a test fire?
Yes,
And how many additional test-fired bullets after bullet number 3 did you acquire into the system?
for that particular bag, 1 more.